On January 16, 2010, Rwandan opposition leader Victoire Ingabire left the Netherlands for Rwanda to register her party, the United Forces for Democracy (UDF) in Hague, and then challenge President Kagame in August that year. On January 16, 2011, that is 1 year later, she is in a cell at the Kigali 1930 Central Prison, accused of the most serious crimes in Rwandan law. Kagame's regime prosecutes her for preaching genocidal ideology and ethnic divisionism, but also of preparing terrorist attacks against Rwanda. The celebration of the first anniversary of Ingabire's departure to Rwanda started with a mass at St. Victor Parish in a village called Rwandans, and went on with refreshment in Zevenhuizen, the village where Ingabire lived and where her family still lives.
Kwiyemeza kujya guhangana n'ingoma y'igitugu ngiriya mu butwari bukomeye. Gusiga umuryango wawe, inshuti zawe, ukareka akazi, ushishikazwe no kurengera abanyarwanda n'ubwitange buhebuje. Icyatumye Victoire agenda mu Rwanda yakivuze akigera ku kibuga cy'indege i Kigali. Ashishikajwe nuko ubutegetsi bwahinduka bunyuze mu nzira y'amahoro bivuye ku cyifuzo cy'abaturage.
It is with emotion, much emotion, that about 300 people, mainly Rwandans living in the Netherlands and neighboring Belgium, but also a number of Dutch, listened to those who shared their testimonies. Dutch journalist Anneke Verbraken, who knows personally Ingabire and visited her in Rwanda prior to her arrest, was among the speakers.
Als dit Rwanda was, dan had ik mijn woorden 3 keer gewicht en gewogen. Dan zou ik nu schichtig over mijn schouder kijken en dan zou ik u goed in de gaten houden. Want u en u zou best wel eens een spion kunnen zijn. Of een ophisser. Of nog erger. Als dit Rwanda was, dan zouden buitenagenten in burger u en mij heel goed in de gaten houden. Maar als dit Rwanda was, dan zou u heel waarschijnlijk hier helemaal niet zitten. Want iedere vriend van Victoire is een vijand van de staat en dus loopt iedere vriend van Victoire de kans bedreigd, gevolgd en gearresteerd te worden. Maar we zitten niet in Rwanda, maar in Nederland, toch? Hier gebeuren dit soort dingen niet.
Verbraken, whose biographic book on Ingabire will be published in the coming months, said that Ingabire's situation was worsened by Dutch ambassador to Kigali, who not only failed to assist her, but also influenced eventual action of other foreign diplomats in Kigali. Verbraken went on to say that she and Ingabire family lawyer Jan Hofdijk, together with other people, had campaigned and succeeded in getting the Dutch government to stop its budgetary aid to Rwanda last December. The next step, she said, is to get the structural aid too stopped, as it serves to build prisons for political opponents. I said there was too much emotion. There were discussions too. The subject that kept coming in many private talks was the situation in Tunisia, where President Zine al-Abidine Ben Ali ran away last week after an unbearable street pressure. Some thought that, like in Tunisia, where no opposition has been allowed for the last 23 years of Ben Ali's regime, in Rwanda too, the street would do the job. Thus, as the reasoning went on, the current institutionalized discriminations in schools, jobs, and other sectors would just keep nourishing the increasing resentment. One example to illustrate this institutionalized discrimination: a Tutsi genocide orphan receives financial support for secondary and university education. A Hutu orphan of the ruling Rwandese Patriotic Front, when it was still a rebellion, does not have the same privilege. Tutsi can remember their dead, while Hutu can just contemplate mass graves from far without even stopping a second for a prayer. I would say that all the signs and clues today show that President Kagame is not ready to accept any opposition, whether it emerges from the Tutsi or the Hutu side. The recently reported dissensions in the inner circle of President Kagame's regime, followed by imprisonment of senior army officers, by assassination attempts and political trials, show that no Tutsi opposition will see the light of the day in the coming years. As for an eventual Hutu opposition, all attempts have been thwarted in the last 16 years. The only way to oppose Kagame is to do it either from exile or from jail, or, like in Tunisia, from the street.